Good morning. Happy Monday. Okay, we'll just give it a couple of seconds here for Facebook to catch up. If you're on live, if you're on Facebook, if you're watching me, good morning to you. I hope your weekend went well. I hope you're energized for your Monday morning. One of my favourite days of the year, the longest day of the year. So we're going to get loads of daylight, hopefully sunlight today as well. And then it's a downward spiral after that, but we'll enjoy today. So, Win the Morning TV, what I want to talk about this morning is the topic of not being fit enough to start your fitness journey or to start training. I'll jump into that now in a minute, but I just want to give it a couple of seconds here before we get into it. So, if there's people wanting to join, that they can jump on. This is episode 24 of Win the Morning TV, so we're in a nice bit of momentum here now. And this is going to keep coming. Why I started the Win the Morning Lives is to provide men who are struggling with their fitness, their health, their well-being, their nutrition, to give some guidance, to give some advice, to give some motivation where needed, and to help you get started. And that kind of covers the topic today as well. So I'm Mark Scanlon for Real Man Coaching. This is Win the Morning TV, episode 24. Thanks for joining in, if you're joining in. Throw a comment in the box. Let me know, hashtag live, that you're watching live. If you're watching back on replay, then hashtag replay. Also, if you can, press the like button there, give it a rap. It always helps to get more views on the video and to spread the good word. So if you can, please do that, or even share it with somebody, with a friend, with another male that might that this might resonate with, that this might help. It's always good to get the word out there and spread the word of health, fitness, and well-being. Okay, so I'm not fit enough to start. I'm not fit enough to start my fitness journey. I'm not fit enough to start my training. I'm not fit enough to start with me on Real Man Coaching. These are the things that men message me with when they're inquiring about coming on to some of my coaching programs. And yeah, it seems to be a common theme over the last couple of months, but in general over the last few years, I've heard it as well. So I'm not fit enough to start. Give me a couple of months, and I'll get there, and then I'll start. Um, I don't feel like that I'm at the level to be able to do one of your programs, or to be able to begin some strength training, resistance training, or even some aerobic fitness training. And this is obviously counterintuitive. It works against you. It leads to inaction. So if you think that you're not fit enough to start something, just kind of let that sit with yourself for a minute. So, like, you don't have to be at any fitness level to start looking after your fitness. If you do think like that, you're never going to get started. It's always going to be put on the long finger, and you're starting to believe that you can't do something. So that kind of sinks in with your mindset as well, and it's not a good place to be. So I'm here to tell you that you can. Okay, no matter what fitness level you are at, you can start today. Okay, I think this mindset comes from maybe social media and gym culture, and even like starting in a new gym, or starting in a new class, group training class, or whatever it is. It can be intimidating coming in, and you go into the gym, you don't know where things are. You might have got an introduction from the staff there. You're going into the gym, you're not sure of what machines to use, you're not sure of your training program. There's some big lads over in the corner doing some bicep curls, some huge fellas doing some bicep curls, grunting and groaning in the corner. You're saying, "Jeez, I may avoid them." Then there's some women doing some core work, hopping, cardiovascular work out of it. All the machines are taken up. You're not sure where to be, you're not sure where to look, you're not sure what the etiquette of the gym is, and that can be intimidating. So maybe that's where this mindset comes from. And then you go on social media, and if you were to only judge fitness and health and what that is off social media, then you think that you need to be going around with your top off the whole time. You need to be absolutely ripped. You need to be wearing real tight t-shirts or tight bottoms that show off your arse, to be able to start training and looking after your health and fitness. And that's not the case. Okay, so we get rid of that straight away. That's not the case. So I'm going to tell you, you can start no matter what your level is, you can start right away. Okay, so when men come onto my training program, or even men that don't start my training program, you have the ability to start. You just need to have a path. You need to have a pathway, you need to have a system for development, and the program needs to meet you where you are at currently, at your current level, and bring you step by step through the process of getting a little bit fitter, getting a little bit stronger, eating a little bit better, and in general, just looking after your health a little bit more. Okay, so if a training program doesn't do that, then it's doing you a disservice. So like some of the high intensity training programs that you come in or that you see or that you might have participated in already, they don't necessarily cater for the level that you're currently at. You're asked to come in and absolutely blitz it out of it, and you create a great sweat. It's really tough, and you keep that going for a couple of weeks, and then it gets tougher and tougher. Your joints are aching, your joints are sore because it hasn't been progressive, it hasn't been step by step, and you're just absolutely blitzing yourself every time. And that's not fitness either. Well, it is fitness, but that's not the right way to go about it. It needs to meet you at your level. So there needs to be a path laid out for you, and that's what we do on the Real Man Coaching online programs for men. That's what we do. We meet you where you're at. We give you some strategies, some routines, and habits around how you're going to build from where you currently are. And then it's about structure, it's about progressive overload, and just doing a little bit better each session, each week, each month, and so on and so on. So I hope that's starting to sink in with you, that you don't have to be fit to start, okay, but you need to start to be fit. So get rid of any kind of misconception that you might have had around what you need to look like, what you need to feel like before you start. You can start now today. Okay, so I think of it like if your son or daughter was starting a sport at a very young age, they're not going to be brilliant at it, and you're not going to say to them, "I know you can't go down to that sport until you're really good at it. We're going to practice at home here for 5 hours every night until you get to a level where you can compete with those other 5-year-olds or whatever." It's not about that. It's about bringing them down, exposing them to what the sport is, and hopefully you have a good coach then that can bring them from the current level up to whatever standard that might be for their age group, or just to improve them in their skills, um, in their health, their fitness, whatever the sport is, the skills of the sport. Okay, so so that's the concept that we bring to our kids when we want them to start sports and different things like that. So we need to be thinking like that for ourselves as well. You don't need to be at any particular level to start. You just have to start and progressively get better from there. Once you're giving it your all as well. And that's the last thing on this Win the Morning TV this morning, is that I'm not saying that it's easy. Okay, initially it's going to be hard, it's going to be tough, but you don't get the pleasure, you don't get the benefits from that little bit of pain at the start. Okay, so think of it like pushing a massive rock down a hill. Okay, it's going to be really, really hard at the start. You might need a little bit of help, so you might ask your friends to can they give you a push with it. You might not know how, so you'll need to look for the best technique or the best way to go about it. And then once you have those things, once you put in that initial effort, that initial hardship, then once that big rock starts to get pushed down the hill, then it starts to build momentum, and it takes less and less effort once you have the habits, the routines, and the structures there. Okay, so initially it's going to be tough. There's no denying that, because you're changing your habits, you're changing your behavior. And that always takes tough, or that is always tough at the start. But it doesn't. It's not like that for the long term. Once you get into a good habit, a good structure with your health, your fitness, your nutrition, then it all becomes easier because you've incorporated that into your life. You've found that you've got some success along the way, and that initial thought, that initial kind of inertia to move that big rock isn't there, and it becomes easier and easier. So that's what I wanted to talk about this morning, that you don't have to be fit to start. You don't have to be I wanted to get rid of the kind of mindset that I'm not fit enough to start training, I'm not fit enough to start resistance training, strength training, whatever it is. I'm here to tell you that you are. You just need a pathway. You just need somebody that can show you the path, that can bring you from the current level that you're at, step by step along the way, to improve your health, your fitness, your strength. Okay, Hope you enjoyed that. If you got something from it, let me know. Again, if you can, give us a rap on the like button there. I appreciate that. We spread the good word, and maybe share it to one of your friends also. That's Win the Morning TV, episode 24. Happy Monday, longest day of the year. Get out there and enjoy it. Have a good week. Chat to you soon.